Now, from across the tri-state, this is KHQA Sports.
And the quest for a national championship begins 1 week from tonight for the John Wood Trailblazers in Danville, Illinois. And while there are never really any easy routes to basketball glory, Brad Hoyt's crew does draw the lowest seeded team in the 16-squad bracket. Remember, they only seed the top 8 teams, but the Blazers will open with Olive Harvey out of Chicago, which is, of course, seeded 8th. John Wood is unseeded, but the choice of the draw would suggest that the committee sees them as the de facto 9 seed, and this is a de facto 8-9 game. That game will be set for 8:30 on Tuesday. The Panthers come in with a 25-8 mark and are led by sophomore guard Quentin Ruff, who was named the most valuable player of his region, averaging 18.6 points per game on the season for them. Meanwhile, Quincy Homeschool has played its way into the Region C National Championship bracket after a win today over the Chess Knights. 45-37 is your final. Ben Kasula leading the way from three-point range in that ball game with 21. He does that rather well. Well, there is generally no accepted definition as to what exactly qualifies as a dynasty. But even against the most exacting of standards, 8 Final Four appearances in a 12-year span rightly reaches that threshold. The Clopton Lady Hawks punched their ticket back to Columbia on Saturday night, meaning the hills of Clarksville, Missouri are once again alive with the sound of basketball, the surest March guarantee you can find in tri-state sports.
I think they started going when I was in kindergarten, and so I grew up watching the girls in Columbia, and to actually get to experience it myself and go over there as a player, it's just an amazing feeling, and I'm so blessed to get to do it.
At times we take it for granted, but at the same time, these girls have grown up watching those teams beginning in 03 that have made it to the Final Four, and they don't want to be the team or the senior class that doesn't get there.
Mission accomplished for this group, the first Lady Hawks squad since 2011 to return to Columbia, and one seemingly playing its best basketball at the perfect time.
You know, we lost 2 games in 2 weeks, and we'd only lost 1 the whole season before that, and after that, you know, we kind of started going back uphill, and I think we are peaking, and we're picking the perfect time to do it.
You know, they sent us south this year in the state tournament. We weren't real familiar with the opponents in that part of the state. But I think defensively, we've really started to settle in and get the job done, and we're having people step up at the right time. You know, Megan Parrish, for example, just had a game of her life, the best game of the season, Saturday night. So it seems like every night from the last few weeks, each game somebody new stepped up and been a big contributor for us.
My dad came up to me and gave me a hug. I jumped on my sister, and she was stringing me around in circles. We both yelled, "We're going to state!" I just couldn't express my emotions that time. I was crying. It was a happy cry, though.
Oh, my dad said he had a reporter from Neelyville call him after the game Saturday and was like, you know, we're really surprised you won. And my dad was like, you know, we weren't. We knew that we deserved to be there, and we've worked our butts off all season for this. And so it's super rewarding to work hard and see the good results that we wanted from it.
Much more on the Clopton Lady Hawks and the Canton Tigers coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. By the way, if you missed it, I'm sure you've heard by now, Sam Bradford is a Ram no more, traded today to the Philadelphia Eagles in an exchange of starting quarterbacks for Nick Foles.
Not bad. It's good news.
There you go.
Thanks, Chris. Back after this.
Tonight's 6 o'clock news is brought to you by Auto Plaza, your Buick, GMC, and Cadillac dealer in Quincy.
We're the Jeopardy Clue Crew. I'm Kelly.
I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Sarah. We've taken you all across the country
to America's most incredible places.
The glistening dunes of the White Sands National Monument.
The site where the first biospherians grew food.
Thunderbirds can reach ceilings of above 50,000 feet.
And now we're in South Dakota, which means we've hit every state.
Come and explore with us on Jeopardy!
On KHQA CBS.
There's no place like home. If you are currently using or need the assistance of a personal care assistant, call or visit us online to learn more about our home care services.
There's no place like home.
If you qualify, we will pay the attendant or family member of your choice a competitive wage of $9 per hour to assist with daily activities. Live more independently in your own home.
There's no place like home.
Northeast Independent Living Services. There's no place like home.
When Tony Sr. comes to town.
My dad is a con man.
What?
A new case.
This